Shalom b'nei Emunah. Thank you so much for inviting me to share some words of Torah before our annual congregational meeting. I learned in rabbinical school that Torah speaks in an economy of language. It's impossible for the Torah to be repetitive. Now, as rabbinical students, we can be repetitive, and we often are, but the Torah is not. So the very first verse of Vayikra jumps out as a verse that needs to be explained. For it says, Vayikra el Moshe Vayidaber Adonai elav me'ohel moed lemor. God called to Moshe and said to him from the tent of meeting, saying. And the rabbis wanted to know, why is it that God needed to call Moshe before God spoke to Moshe? Why couldn't, as it does in so many other places in the Torah, Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, God spoke to Moses? Why also the call? In order to understand their answer, you need to understand something about the place that God was calling from, the tent of meeting. You see, for weeks we've been hearing about every minute detail of how this structure would be created. The place where the ritual of meeting between God and the people of Israel would take place. God imparting laws and rules to Moses, and the people bringing sacrifice to their God, to our God. After all of this construction was complete, when Moses had finished his work, this is in Exodus 40, the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the presence of Adonai filled the tabernacle, the Mishkan. V'lo yachol Moshe lavo Elohel moed. And Moses couldn't come to the tent of meeting. Everything was perfect, yet he was unable to enter that place. And this is why our rabbis teach God needed to call Moshe before God could speak to Moshe. God needed to say, Moshe, though I am here and though you are there, and everything seems right, I need to take that extra effort to bring you here. I'm going to call you and welcome you into this space, the space that you have built for me. The rest of the parasha details the ritual. It's supposed to be done in a certain way, in a particular way. If you have a feeling of thanksgiving, then you bring such and such offering. And if you have a feeling of guilt, you bring such and such offering. But if you are unable to bring such and such offering, well, that's okay, because then you bring this. And if you can't bring that, then you bring this. Every person brings whatever they can bring. But the point is that they can bring it. Nothing should prevent a person from feeling like this is not their space. The place where God meets us, the place where God meets Israel, is a place to be opened, a place to be welcoming, a place that should call every person and say, this is a place for you. I wish you lots of love, and I cannot wait to see you all soon, and have a wonderful meeting tonight. Shalom.